Level 1 autism is much more apparent in adults than it is in children. Over time, as autistics gain more experience with the social world, they use their declarative memories or their memories for facts and details to memorize how the social world works in order to gain more social success. They often use a trial and error strategy, and when they find that something works socially, they repeat it. But what this means is that many adults whose autism could have been apparent when they were children is not very apparent in adulthood, and that they are going under the radar for diagnosis. They are a big part of our communities and our social lives, and they are certainly a very influential part of our online communities where we are communicating via text in different forums and on different social media channels. They're in the workplace and they're in many families, and their presence is not necessarily recognized by much of anyone, and often not even by themselves. Many autistic adults were never diagnosed as young children. They were born earlier than the 1990s, and they just grew up using their declarative memory and everything that they could muster inside of themselves to figure out how to manage the social world, and they succeeded to a great extent. Yet their brains are very different than non-autistic brains, and there are many communication difficulties happening all of the time, online, offline, in the workplace, in families, in our communities, when autistic brains are trying to communicate with non-autistic brains, and non-autistic brains are trying to communicate with autistic brains, and neither party knows that the other person's brain is different than their own. Because why would we assume that? Why would anyone just assume that someone else's brain perceives the social world very, very different than one's own? And because of these differences that we don't know are there, because we all look somewhat the same on the outside, many, many neurodiverse miscommunications are occurring around us all the time.